Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review May. Be careful, she just may take your heart.
Written and directed by Lucky McKee, starring Angela Bettis, Jeremy Sisto, and Anna Faris. This movie's about May, an introverted girl who grew up with a traumatic past and has finally decided that she wanted some friends in her life. Because up until now, her only friend has been Susie, this doll that her mother gave her that remains locked up. Because she's unfamiliar with relationships in general, her quirks kind of push people away while she continues to pull them back in. This is actually a recommendation from Patreon from Steve Ramsey. You may know him if you like woodworking because he's a fellow YouTuber and a longtime supporter of the channel. He runs Woodworking for Mere Mortals. Crazy good channel. He's recommended this a few times, and this is one of those movies that I've seen the poster 1,000 times. I didn't know anything about it, and had I known more, I probably would have watched it, but I thought it was a doll movie? So thank you, Steve, for the recommendation. Now, what do we like?
I really enjoyed our characters in this film. They're very awkward, and it's one of those films where the awkwardness is supposed to make you feel very uneasy. And it's evident not just in our main character, but everyone. Anna Faris's character is weird.
You wanna watch me fire?
Jeremy Sisto's character also has some tendencies, but the one who takes the cake is definitely May. Every time you're seeing her try and interact with someone, you're just kind of like pulled back a little, but you want to see what happens, so you're more engaged.
She is the most awkward person that I've ever seen in movies in general. We talked about the cringiness of Lin Shaye in Room for Rent, but this takes the cake. Every scene is more awkward than the next because she is just a weirdo, but it's understandable at the same time. So you can be kind of empathetic for her character because you're like, well, she has been kind of to herself her entire life. Her mom was kind of really strange to her and basically abusive, and now she's experiencing the world for the first time and exploring new relationships, but she doesn't know how to do it at all, and holy shit, she falls in love with this mechanic guy, Adam, and it is just something else. She loves his hands. Another part of her character, which is kind of cool, is the fact that she is like the sewer at an animal hospital.
You can't just sew it back on, can you?
She doesn't care about blood. She's very open to it. She'll cut her own finger and suck her thumb. So this mechanic that she meets, he's into horror movies, and well, she's immediately into what he likes.
I guess your job takes lots of guts.
Lots.
And I was very impressed with Angela Bettis' acting because she does play this really awkward character, almost too innocent, but then like a flip of the switch, she is just really intense.
I also like the overall vibe. Because of all this awkwardness, the movie is much more upbeat and more fun than it appears from some of the stills and even the poster that you'll see. Like I mentioned, I thought this was a doll movie, and while there is a doll in the movie, it's not a doll movie. It's all about May and her interactions with people and just her environment. Because everybody has these quirks, like the awkwardness is sometimes, funny at times, just like regular awkward interactions with other people.
You don't think I'm weird?
I do think you're weird.
Plus, it's a lot of fun with the story because when we watched it together, I was always going to Jay and being like, would you fall for this situation? Like, if you're Adam and you have May coming up to you, like, would you fall victim to her? Or even like Anna Faris's character, like when she was trying to seduce May, the whole time you could just like play this game. Like, would you do it?
100%.
So are you gonna dance with me or what?
We don't want to spoil anything or give anything away about the last act, but there are some really intense moments and some like fun moments that make the build-up worthwhile. Now, what didn't we like?
It's an odd dislike, but when you go into these movies, you have to understand where they're coming from, that this really isn't a realistic situation. And a lot of the times, in real life, people like Adam would know to walk away. And that, I think, is one of the things that can be irritating at times, is as May's constantly coming to his house, making phone calls, and trying to get involved in his life, you just sit there and be like, well, just go. Just walk away. Like, you don't have to do this. I know that it's a movie, and I know that's the whole point of this movie, but there is that little bit of realism that it's just like normal people would just walk away.
Although there's a lot of strange shit that I see on the internet these days that suggests to me that some mechanic in LA would definitely just like fall for this girl and would act exactly like this. There is no doubt in my mind that there's dumbass people like this that are completely oblivious. And he's not even that oblivious. Like, he understands she's weird. And sure, he definitely needed to walk away at times. But I know that there's idiots out there. There are so many more idiots, like more idiotic than this guy is. So it is what it is. I can believe anything. Now it's time for our final thoughts and ratings. May is an absolutely excellent movie. I really enjoyed myself. It's filled with awkwardness, and so long as you can get behind May, the main character, then you're going to have a good time because you're gonna always be curious as to what she's gonna do next and how people around her will react. Some people react as you would imagine, some people a little unbelievably, but it creates for some really interesting and unique situations, and I really enjoyed the third act. Like I said, we're not talking about any of that, and so you're missing a lot of the movie because you should go into this movie not knowing much about it. Just watch it and enjoy it. All of the actors did an excellent job, and I would highly recommend this, so I'm gonna give this 5 pirates out of 5.
Are you a pirate?
I was really impressed with this movie. It reminded me of Eagle vs. Shark, but more of a thriller, just as awkward. The situations that they're put in, it just has you on the edge of your seat because you don't know how the characters are going to react, and they do such a good job with their personalities that you're invested. The story is well paced, and it does a good job building up to the third act. I do think this is a good movie that everyone should check out, so with that being said, I'm going to give this film 5 James Duval badass hairstyles out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. If you haven't and you do want to check it out, there are links in the description where you can find it. And if you want the opportunity to recommend a movie for us to review, link in the description for our Patreon where you have just that option. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, stay updated with everything Bloodbath and beyond.